What's up, guys? Marty Sleevey here with Caleb Lawson, and we got to play a lot of the Elder Scrolls Online.
We did.
Yes. ZeniMax and Bethesda were kind enough to allow us to play a couple hours. Caleb, you're one of the biggest Elder Scrolls fans in the office. What'd you think?
So for me, like, the Elder Scrolls aspect of Elder Scrolls Online is the big draw. Mm-hmm. I'm not a huge MMO player, and Marty actually will explain that, the MMO aspects of the game in a bit. But, you know, after logging over 150 hours in Skyrim, it felt like going back to that world again. Mm-hmm. One of the quests we went on was actually a Daedric quest. You know, the Daedra are the demonic lords in Elder Scrolls lore. Mm-hmm. And I could tell immediately just from, playing in Skyrim when we started the quest that we were going on a Daedric quest. We went into this cave, and you always thought it was weird. You walk in the cave, and all of a sudden there's this big open chamber.
Yeah, it had this great feel to it. It was just super serene, but really creepy.
But in the cave, it was daylight, and there was a festival going on. Mm-hmm. And the people in the festival, they welcomed you in, but they also asked you to collect some offerings to burn at the altar. And they're talking about these offerings they're giving to the bad man. So you collect the offerings, and you put them on the altar, and you burn the offerings. And as you burn the offerings, you actually burst into flames yourself.
Yeah. And
you kind of shift realities, and you wake up underground in this dark cavern. Mm-hmm. Now, if you know Elder Scrolls lore, this is actually Oblivion, which is where the Daedra all live. Mm-hmm. That's the realm which they reside. Yeah. So you're in Oblivion, and you're sent on a quest there. You're trying to get out of it. You burn a bunch of roots, which then allows a woman that you find down there to open a portal back up to the festival. And when you get back, the whole beautiful, serene festival fairgrounds, it's all been burned. It's all been trashed. Yeah. And it turns out that you find one of the dead or dying festival goers lying there, and he says that while you were gone, the bad man actually came and annihilated everyone. Yeah. And so this is the cue for the boss battle. Yeah, yeah. And the bad man comes out of the fire, and you fight him. He's a Dremora lord. Looks exactly like what you'd expect from the other games. In Skyrim, it was a summon spell. Mm-hmm. You used a Dremora lord, and it's the same sort of character. And I fought him and won, and
it was exciting. Up. Yeah, and I mean, it's really cool. It really does capture that same kind of spirit of exploration and adventure of Skyrim and Oblivion. But there is this great MMO attached to it. I mean, we were able, the two of us and Rich George were able to all just party up, and there was definitely the kind of mundane tasks of go to this village and, kill X things or grab, 10 roots or whatever. But, these bits of story were fantastic, and it was cool because for like the first hour or two I was playing by myself, and I chose not to team up with anybody, and I was able to have a great time, and it felt very much like Skyrim, just playing by myself. The same kind of sense like you are the main person in this world, and you are the one saving the king, and you are the one protecting this village. But then when we teamed up, it had this great kind of communal experience, and it really does feel like ZeniMax could have the next big MMO on their hand here. And we know Blizzard's Titan got delayed till 2016, so I mean, when this comes out, depending on pricing, I feel like this could be the thing people gravitate towards.
And having never played an MMO myself, I mean, I do feel the pull to kind of go back to that, back to that world, go back to that lore.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to keep playing. We had another appointment, so we literally, they kicked us out pretty much.
Yeah, and I played the whole time actually in first person, so it's still an MMO, but the combat, I think, is action-based enough that it felt like I was playing an Elder Scrolls game. And they actually told us, the developers told us that they're adding hands to the game in the first-person view, so it'll really feel like Elder Scrolls.
And if you wanted to play like Elder Scrolls, you can absolutely play it.
So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. So for more everything Elder Scrolls Online, keep it here on IGN.